I guess I'll say recall from lesson 7. Oh, any questions for me before I begin? Sorry about that. I should always leave the mic open for questions in case you need to ask them. If you have them, feel free. I'm sure after class. Okay, so recall from lesson 7 that we can define a matrix entry by entry. And in that case, what would you write? What's the major idea of defining a matrix entry by entry? How do you actually construct that matrix? Yeah, one entry at a time. You got it. 1n, 2n. And in this case, what I might say is, when we're doing entry by entry, we don't necessarily think about the matrix in rows or columns. We just literally populate the matrix. This method of constructing matrices is usually very, very common in the modeling context. We'll see that. I don't think we're going to get there today, but we will see that the next time we're getting together in lesson 10, we will actually construct matrices associated with the spring mass system, and that's usually best done entry by entry. The same thing, do you remember we did that for our incidence matrix for directed graphs? Entry by entry, because generally it's hard when you're looking at an entire model to figure out what the columns are, because the columns aren't necessarily capturing the model itself. So I might note that. This is nice. This is really nice, really popular, common when constructing models. What did we call the process of constructing models from real world stuff? Yeah, mathematize. Yeah, that's a funny verb, right? Today, in the last part of lesson 8, we will look at 2 other ways to construct matrices. One of them we're going to call, yeah, why don't we do columns first? That's actually much closer to the way that the field works. So by columns, and the other one we're going to call by rows. When we construct matrices by columns, that will be known as the column partition. When we construct matrices by rows, could you guess? You got it.